The hell's going on, Drama Tube? Here's the Karaoke Man, well known as the first person I've ever seen in the history of the entire civilized world to make naked karaoke videos. And a man who has to fight to prove that he has an average-sized penis. Because my penis is average-sized. Bitches don't know about my dick. It's a magic dick. Just let me put it inside you and let you judge for yourself. I mean, come on. Okay, let's talk about dicks for just a second before I get to the fucking subject, since we're going to talk about a fucking big dick, Daniel Spangies. Here's the way it is, okay? Yeah, I don't got the biggest dick in the world. I'm telling you, and I'm starting to convince a couple women that my penis is at least 6 inches when erect, and bragging about an average-sized penis. But hey, I've come from 1 inch to making a couple women go, yeah, there's a possibility your dick could be 6 inches when it gets erect. So that's cool. I'm glad to get up there, and yeah, maybe I may not be able to get the job done as fast as a guy with a big dick, but I'm a hard worker, and if I have to work twice as hard to get the job done, just like I have to work 2 jobs to provide a life for my family, I will put in the extra effort to make sure that the job is completed to the satisfaction of whatever party I'm fortunate enough to be with. Generally, it's no party, but that's okay, because when you get to be my age, you don't really need to have sex. Sex is, I mean, like, we spend so much of our fucking time thinking about sex and obsessing about sex, but how much time do we actually spend engaged in the act of sex in relation to our whole life? I mean, think about it. How important is sex really beyond the breeding aspect? And that brings me to another important point. My issue with Daniel Spangies, and I'm so fucking glad the pirate ship has sunk, because that was just the fucking goddamn ship of fail. I hope fucking you at least let Trevor Rieger get in a fucking lifeboat before that fucking ship capsized with him in it and fucking sunk to the bottom. Because I like Trevor. I'll always like Trevor. He was always nice to me, and he was always fun to watch, and I think it was cool to see him do that one video that he just did, the Philly D disc when he lip synced. I can't believe he fucking was able to karaoke that fucking just perfectly. I was awesome, because I hadn't seen Trevor Rieger do anything funny in a long time, and it was great that he did that. So, not that I want to be in YouTube drama. Please, Trevor, if you see this, and I hope you don't put me in YouTube drama. There are so many other more worthy candidates. But getting back to the whole motherhood issue, Daniel Spangies has made some derisive comments about a woman I've recently become friendly with over the course of the last month or 2. I don't know how long it is, because I don't really gauge time too well. But Sammi. So I understand that we became friends through like a love of music and whole separate thing. I would consider her, if I'm fortunate enough to do so, I would consider her a Skype friend. You know, she's somebody that I really love talking to or chatting with on Skype, because I'm not the most technologically savvy person in the world, and she's been very helpful towards me. She's given me some very good advice. We've had some fun conversations about things that are non-internet drama related, and that is such a welcome fucking relief for me, because internet drama is so fucking petty, and it is so fucking boring, and it is so, I feel so fucking dirty to be a part of it, but I am a part of it, and I am dirty, and I have to face that about myself. But what I enjoy about and appreciate about the friendship that I have with Sammi is that for those brief moments that we are talking to each other, and it's usually in the middle of the night when I'm doing karaoke shit to make a video or whatever, because she's on the other side of the world and the clocks are flipped around, so when it's her daytime, it's our nighttime, and most of us are asleep. So that's how we were able to start to communicate. And it's just such a welcome fucking relief, man. It's just so, it's like an oasis in the fucking internet desert for me, because there's so many fucking scumbags out there that fucking are just pieces of fucking garbage that want to do this to you and want to say that about you, and it's just so nice to escape from that for just that brief little point in time, and that's why I appreciate her. And I'm sorry you feel the way you feel about Sammi Daniels-Pengis, and you have the view that you have of her. But let me give you my perspective on women, because you're a little younger than me, and I guarantee you've got a lot less experience sexually with women, wherein I believe your frustration lies. That's why you're on Facebook or wherever you're at, Twitter, fucking goddamn stickam, fucking trolling for little girls. And you know, of course little girls are going to be what you're going to be interested in, because you're an emotionally stunted man. That's what you are, okay? And there's a lot of men like you. I worked in strip clubs for years. I worked in bars for years. I've seen a lot of guys come and go, lay down dollar after dollar so they could fucking relive the fucking whatever, the glory of youth with some young fucking harlot who fucking really didn't give a shit about them. Just was like fucking, it was just like flipping burgers to her. In fact, I remember once I was working in one of my dad's fucking clubs, and right next door there was a fucking an adult bookstore, and my dad always gave me the best jobs, and it was called the X Club. I remember that right next door to the Regal Show World, most of you may not know this, but there's a song by the Tubes called She's a Beauty. That song was written about the Regal Show World that my dad created, with there were girls in booths, and they're in around and all that stuff. And so this one girl comes in one day, and she's like, yeah, fucking leans up against the counter, give me a tube of KY. It was fucking funny, because I was like, another hard day at the office, honey. And she's like, fucking trudging off to go shove the fucking dildo up her pussy for some other fucking tool, just like you, Daniels-Pengis, who fucking just, you couldn't get enough of fucking that vicarious thrill like you must get on Stickam or Facebook or wherever it is you fucking go to do your thing. So a man like you is gonna like look at a woman that's a young woman, like maybe she's like a glass of wine, maybe she's like a Chardonnay, maybe she's like chilled and fruity, and she's a young vintage, and it gives you a little tingly feeling when you taste it. But a man like me is a little bit different than you. I've been around a little bit longer, and I'm gonna appreciate a wine that has a little bit more body and aroma and flavor that I can savor. A wine that's been aged